無限に表情を変えるからだ。今日は一日海を見ていた。
This year, the Academy's Board of Governors has voted an honorary Academy Award to a man who many of us believe is our greatest living filmmaker, and all of us know is one of the few true visionaries ever to work in our medium.
In 1990, at the age of 80, the Japanese director Akira Kurosawa was given an honorary Oscar at the Academy Awards in Hollywood.
Thank you. Until his death in 1998, Kurosawa directed over 30 films, including Rashomon, Seven Samurai, Throne of Blood, and Ran. And his work was a huge influence on directors like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, who revered him as a master of the cinema. He was criticized in Japan for appealing to an international audience, yet he did more than anyone else to reveal Japanese society to the West. Born in 1910, Kurosawa's career spanned the most dramatic century in Japan's history, and its transformation from a semi-feudal empire into an industrial superstate.
In the pre-war era, when itinerant home remedy salesmen still wandered the countryside, they had a traditional patter for selling a potion that was supposed to be particularly effective in treating burns and cuts. A toad, with 4 legs in front and 6 behind, would be placed in a box with mirrors lining the 4 walls. The toad, amazed at its own appearance from every angle, would break into an oily sweat. This sweat would be collected and simmered for 3,721 days. The result was the marvelous potion. I feel something like that toad in the box. I have to look at myself from many angles over many years, whether I like what I see or not. I may not be a 10-legged toad, but what confronts me in the mirror does bring on something like the toad's oily sweat.
出てくんじゃありませんよ。日が差してるのに雨が降る。こんな日にはきっと狐の嫁入りがあるのよ。狐はね、それを見られるのをとても嫌がるの。見たりすると怖いことになりますよ。
I can now recall only a few events from my babyhood in a form resembling out-of-focus film footage. All of them are things seen from my infant's vantage point on my nurse's shoulders. One of them is something seen through a sort of net. Later, I understood that this was the view from behind the net of a baseball field at the gymnastics school where my father was a teacher. My father was a strict man of military background. After he left the Army Academy, he took a position at a gymnastics school. He built Japan's first swimming pool, and he worked to make baseball popular. When I was small, it seems that I was very weak and sickly. My father used to complain about this state of affairs.
僕の生まれたのは侍の家系に生まれてね、そういう教育されたんだし、町人の生活っていうのは僕は知らない、っていうのが一番大きな原因でしょうね。だから町人書いてもね、書けないんだよね、一応ね。
The original samurai were warriors who followed a strict feudal code based on unquestioning loyalty to their lord. Over the centuries, they lost most of their power, but they retained their position as the elite of Japanese society.